Okay, so mapping out solar panels is something that you hear me talk about a lot, but you very rarely get to see it this close. So if you look, you have this conduit here, and inside that PVC is basically just stringing panels from, or an array from the front side and linking it with the back, right? But as far as individual panels are concerned, you know, we talked about the micro inverter, which allows you to be able to have an issue with a panel in any particular place within an array and not affect the production of the rest of the panels in that line. So when you're running or mapping out panels, you're basically mapping out these main lines, right? And if you look on the back of this panel, you can see that micro inverter right there, or actually the plug-in for it is right there, right? And what will happen is when he snaps it into place where it goes in the array, right, he'll snap that that male, piece into this female receptor, right? And that's essentially what plugs it into the line. So that's how you snap them in. Obviously, prior to laying any flashing, right, you have to lay the array. So you have to lay out the wiring in the particular pattern that you need. And then you put the flashings in place second, right? And then the rails go on top of the flashing. The flashing is what holds the rails in place. And then lastly, when panels are getting snapped into place into the array, the micro inverters have to be plugged back in, to their given space. And you could see that those receptors are laid out every so often to be able to accept those panels. So that's what it looks like up close. Once your lines are run, flashings are down, and rails are in place, so you're actually putting the panels back up. Then the only thing beyond that is just to bring the system online. Like I said, the wiring on the box atop the roof is already connected. We disconnect that obviously after the detach to replace the roof, but it's already up because the system is down. So the system's been cut from the inverter that's on the side of the home. So it's okay to wire that box, bring everything back up on the roof, and then the final step will be to go to the wall-mounted inverter, ground side, and just bring the whole system back up. So bear with us, we are well on our way. You can see he has that, and he's about to snap it right in place. And then once that micro inverter is connected, boom, panel gets snapped into the rails that are set on top of the flashing, and that's it. They just bolt down. The system that we're using today, you can see these bolts right at the top here, and that's what he's fastening. Once it's in place, just fasten there, and two on the bottom as well by the headboard, and that's basically it. Once they are, connected and bolted to the rails, you move on to the next. So it's complicated, but the most difficult part is the mapping in the beginning to make sure that your lines are run in the proper arrays to be able to space these panels. In particular on the back side, when the entirety of the backside roof surfaces are going to be covered. There's going to be panels coming straight across here. You can see there's panels there. You have a little walking space here, but then the panel at the bottom array is facing east to west instead of north to south. So it leaves you very little space there. That's why we're working our way from the perimeters up, and I already have a ladder set on the front side just to be safe, because you're not going to have much negative space up there to walk around once all these panels are in place, and we're very close.